My name is Quinn Primus. I live in Agassiz, BC, or Kent, Agassiz, BC. And I am 9, turning 10. Hi. My name is Roman Roslin Primus. I live on a farm. I am 5 years old. I live on a farm. Thing 1, I like chickens. Thing 2, I like outside. Step 3, I like all of it. And I have over 16 chickens, 1 cat, and 1 dog who are arch enemies. I like sushi. It's my favorite food. Our farm has 2 big trees, 2 small trees, a big field in front and the back, which they are now planting corn in the one in the front. And my mom has a small garden, which has the weakest fence in the world. We have a big fire pit, and we rent this property, so it's not ours.
Quinn is the extrovert. She's the one that you could teach Spanish to, or at least a phrase, and then she would go up to a vendor and ask for whatever we were asking her to ask the vendor in that moment. And Roman is the type of person who would refuse to do any of it, repeating the words or asking anybody for anything.
Right over here, there's a fairy door.
There's a fairy door?
We didn't make it. A fairy door. At least that's what we think it is.
My name is Jana Primus. I am 32 years old, almost, and I live in Agassiz, formerly Vancouver, formerly New York, formerly Vancouver, formerly Abbotsford. Yes, I am the mother of Quinn and Roman, and the wife to Joel and his partner in crime.
So we've been working on the film for about 3 years. We had been to Vietnam, we'd been to Argentina, we'd been to the Yukon, we'd been to Lebanon, we'd been to Taiwan, and we're deciding whether or not we're going to continue on with other countries, what to do with what we have. And then COVID-19 happens. And within the span of 1 week, it seemed the whole world shut down.
We were halted, and all of our plans were halted. And even though it had always been a dream of ours to end up on a farm, we faced a very quick reality that we needed to do it as soon as possible.
And my wife had this life-saving idea to, instead of stay in our apartment for this undetermined amount of time in lockdown, that we needed to make a big change.
And so on a Sunday, I found a farm that we were gonna go and take a look at on a whim. We went there, we decided the next day that we were moving in, and we moved by Friday.
And then literally on that following Monday, it was announced that everyone had to be locked down. And so we couldn't travel, but at least we were in this beautiful, beautiful piece of land together where we had space and time to think about the project in a way that we couldn't have while we were in it, filming it. When my brother and I did our filming trip, we were in Panama, and my mom starts sending us these articles about how dangerous Colombia is and how we shouldn't go there. And I think for like a week, we kind of toyed with the idea, and then we just decided to no. We skipped over Colombia for a trip that was almost entirely on buses. We flew to Lima, Peru, to skip over Colombia. And it never felt very good to know that you had judged a nation, a place, a people, because of some article you'd read, and to just have this impression of them having never experienced it for yourself. And so I needed to go. I needed to go to Colombia and see what it was like for myself. before I could bring my family there. And so I did. And it became a place, man, it's, you just, from the moment I got there, I could feel the fear and all that I carried from all those years ago, right there with me on the plane at the border crossing into the country, my first cab ride to my hotel, up until the point where I sat down with a gentleman from Amsterdam who his name was Thomas, and he'd moved there 19 years ago, long before I'd ever been afraid to go there. And he had a wife and his kids there. And I knew that moment that I had always been wrong, and the country did nothing to prove otherwise over the 7 days that I was there.
Buenos días, bienvenidos a Bogotá, Colombia.